Welcome to another fascinating episode of the Healthy Happy Human Show.
Like me, somebody like me, for one man, I don't remember my problem.
Alright, a very good afternoon to you guys. Welcome. We're live right here at the Spa Port Harcourt Mall, ladies and gentlemen. And this is another fascinating episode of the Happy Human Show. They call me the J to the USTMAN, Just Man the Microphone Militant. And today on the show, we're talking genotype. Yes, genotype it is. A lot of people settle down and get together, taking the risk of coming together to copulate without knowing their genotypes. So today we're going around and asking people if they know their genotype, if they took steps to know the genotype of their partners before getting married, and so on and so forth. Do you know your genotype? Stay on the show. Don't go nowhere. Alright guys, we're still live on the streets of Port Harcourt. As you can see, I'm standing right next to a perfect gentleman. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm fine.
So today on the show, we're talking about genotype, and I want to ask you, do you know your genotype?
Yes, of course.
Let me say, well, I know my genotype.
So if you probably found out after some years, I'm creating a scenario now which is not your scenario. So let's imagine that you've been with this person for 5 years and you didn't know much about genotype. And after 5 years of building a very strong, healthy relationship, you all want to call it together, and you find out that your genotype is not compatible. What would you do in that situation?
I will call off the relationship.
I think you're saying it now because you're not in those shoes.
No, I will.
It's not that easy, is it?
I will call it off because reasons being that there are some certain mistake or risk that you don't need to take as a human being, because you will end up bringing children that you will come and suffer. They will end up going to hospital virtually almost every month, coming down with sickle cell crisis. Most of them don't even live up to the age of 40 years. They will end up losing their life. At the same time, you will end up spending a lot. A huge resources will be put in to make sure that those children are healthy.
Me, my own be say, if I know I was really serious with that particular person, this genotype of thing, now one of the way me I go want find out first. Even if I feel no later, no, I go want to use my own little idea, find out before I extend my love further.
Okay, in such a case of love and health, they are actually two different things. They are actually two different things, but you know, ladies tend to be more emotional when it comes to things like this. I will have to call it off, but in a very passionate, or let's say in a very, very polite manner. I have to explain to her the causes, the reasons, the after effects.
Just forget about her. How about you?
What about me?
How would you take that?
Well, I'm a learned man, but I've encountered, I think, two cases like that, where the children, I would say the persons are actually in a deep shit, you know. So I will expose her to that. I don't think we have to go further now. Save the children the stress.
How are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing well.
Sure you're married.
Yeah.
You look it. So before you got married, what was it like? Did you and your husband go to the hospital to find out your genotype, if it was compatible, or you all just got married like that?
We just got married like that.
You didn't bother to check?
I did it.
And it's not caused any problems anyway?
No. My children, if you look at them, you know that, of course, the blood, the genotype and the blood group also match.
But you're aware that it is important to know ahead of time to avoid?
Yes, it's important, but I didn't actually have that knowledge. What was on my mind was quite different. Yes, I was just all those things. So I didn't want to, go through those process.
So what are you going to advise people now, the unmarried people?
Yeah, the unmarried, but what I will advise them is, it's necessary for them to go and check.
So people shouldn't take the risk that you did, yeah?
Yes, it's not advisable at all. It's not advisable. It's not even good. What if it didn't come out well? What will I say, or what will I do? I will be having him best idea all over my head.
I know my genotype.
Impressive. It's pretty hard to find people that know their genotypes these days. So I want to ask you this question now. If you find out that your genotype is not compatible with that of your partner, what would you do?
I think it's risky going into such a relationship.
take notes.
So I wouldn't.
It's your partner, somebody you love so much.
I don't think I
You're
will.
deeply in love with him.
I wouldn't go ahead. I think
You will let him go?
Yeah. I
Just
think he
because
will
of your
understand.
genotype.
Of course. Of course, I wouldn't want to have some sickler guy buying drugs for children and all those stuff. So I will let it go.
So you sure do agree that people should know their genotypes before getting married?
Of course, it's important.
So guys, it's been a beautiful time right here on the Healthy Happy Human Show. I'm sure you all had a great time. I'm sure you got information and you got educated at the same time. It is very important to know your genotype, and pretty more important to know the genotype of your partner. Do that today. Yeah, we know love is blind, but love they see. Try see road where you know your partner genotype. Don't bring in kids into the world to put them through pain. Thank you so much for staying with us on the show. Do well to drop your comments in the comment section. Like, subscribe. Until next time, ciao.